The views expressed on the Midvale Main Street Theater podcast do not necessarily reflect the views of the Midvale Main Street Theater, its owners, advertisers, or volunteers.
Tosh is leaving. Tosh, I'm here for you. I don't agree.
I knew that. Line! Hey guys, what's going on? It's Michael Howell. Welcome back to the Midvale Main Street Theater podcast. Just one bit of news items here, and then we'll just jump into part 2 of our Hot Takes episode. And that news is that Frozen Jr. was actually announced at Midvale and then subsequently did get cast. So, yeah, super exciting, very cool. I remember this video that I think Cassidy posted of the turnout for the auditions for this, and it was just, it was insane. The entire front lobby of the theater was just packed full of these kids. So I know that everyone's super excited to get started, and I know it's going to be an awesome show. Just look at that turnout. That's insane. And yeah, like I say, that's pretty much it for news this week. We did start up rehearsals for We Will Rock You, which is going to be excellent. But yeah, other than that, let's just jump straight into the episode today. Like I said, this is part 2 of our Hot Takes episode with Tasha. I think you guys are going to like it. It's more of a rapid fire, and by that we kind of mean more of just a free-flowing kind of thing. No, nothing too structured, but we do get some juicy things coming up here for sure. So, yeah, just sit back, relax, enjoy. And as always, if you agree or disagree, just let us know in the comments. We would love to hear from you guys. But yeah, without further ado, here is part 2 of our Hot Takes episode. So we are back from the pee break, and, well, Ashley still has a shot in her mouth, but what?
No, I don't. That was
What's in your mouth?
No, I should. Let's play What's in Your Mouth? No, I was just going to say I have quite a few, so if you want me to go first.
You should go first.
All right, yeah, go first. We're basically, we're doing a rapid fire round here. We all came with a couple more hot takes that we don't necessarily need to go in depth to, but we wanted to make our opinions known.
A little, probably.
Sure.
But they'll be shorter. They'll be faster.
Yep, here we go. So rapid fire. Round 1, here we go.
Oh, God, how rapid? Okay, go.
Nothing crazy.
As rapid as
just go ahead, Ash.
People can be. Okay, in my opinion, and I'll explain, I think that cleavage is gross. When it's showing, I think it's gross. But let me be clear, because some cleavage looks fantastic. And I explained to Michael, listen.
Yep, I already know this one.
I think, and this sucks, it's probably because this is what I have, but I think natural big boob cleavage is not pretty.
But you mean you like cleavage where it's two small boobs, you can kind of see some chest in between.
They don't even have to be small. It might just be the bra, honestly, because I don't like when it's just a line up to your neck.
Right.
And some people think that's sexy.
So you like the chest in between.
I do, but also
keep going.
Michael was like, so explain to me your ideal looking cleavage. And I pretty much, I'm sure that I described a boob job cleavage. So Michael's like, oh, you like the fake boob cleavage. I like there to be a little bit of a gap in there.
Where you can put your phone.
There you go.
This might be, and we can cut this out if you want to, but Tasha just posted a picture where she has that gap cleave. And that's the cleave. I'm about it. No, I'm serious.
So what we're saying is Ashley is turned on by Tasha's cleavage.
Good thing I'm wearing a high neck sweater today.
No, it's great cleavage. I'm just saying. So you know how when you're a large-chested woman, your natural cleave, if they're kind of being pushed together, it can look a little it's just like a line.
Yeah.
And I think people
think
like
that's
a butt. I think people think that that's sexy, and some men think that that's sexy. It's not.
I am going to say that in my younger years, when I was less comfortable with my body and who I am, I did wear push-up bras that push them together, and I feel like I showed more skin.
Yeah.
And
lots of people do.
Yeah, because I think you think that that's what guys are looking for, and you think that that's what's really sexy, but I agree.
I actually have always tried to, I actually have had a hard time covering mine. I've never liked the look of my cleavage, and I've never really liked the look of a lot of people's cleavage. And I try to wear things that cover mine, and as a younger person, I was not as successful. So I feel like style is more now like sweaters and they're like more high neck, so it's easier. But I had that issue when I was younger and I hated my own.
Yeah.
And everybody else was like trying to make that happen. And I was like, make these go away.
Yeah.
But I've always felt that way about cleavage.
Anyway, Michael, how do you feel about cleavage?
As a straight man,
all
I
of
do
it.
feel like I need to, put my opinion out there. I am very much a boob man. Cleavage is
Right?
whatever.
He married me,
to
so it must be.
Boobs.
Cleavage,
Take it or leave it.
yeah, it's not a huge turn on for me, honestly.
All right.
I don't know what it
I
is,
do
but
comment on mine all the time then.
I don't comment on your cleavage.
Comments on my
Comments on
cleavage.
your boobs.
Right.
If he's a boob man.
I am very much a boob man.
You say the word cleavage a lot. He's like,
You say the word cleavage a lot.
he's like,
I think because you hate it, you
Yeah,
hear
exactly.
it more.
probably.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't like it.
To kind of summarize, though, I agree with you. I think that the gross line that goes from the hips all
To
the way
your
up
neck,
to the neck
right?
is
With the big boob ladies.
It's bad.
And they're like-
and the wedding dresses, women with
That's
what?
one of mine.
oh, sorry.
That's one of mine.
We
Okay.
can roll into it.
No, it's one of my good ones. I
Okay.
always feel
Okay.
this way.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
we're cutting that off.
a little
then.
cliffhanger.
Cut.
Then we'll
Yeah.
go on. Tasha, do you have one? Or
You
you
will
want me
cut
to go?
out anything that says wedding dresses.
You
I'll
can
tell
go
you.
and then I'll go.
Okay. Here's one that I wanted to bring up in our original one, and let's not try and make this like too much. But anyway, Wicked is a massively overrated musical. That's it.
I believe that it's unfortunate for Wicked that it is so popular. No, I'm serious. I actually didn't mean to do that, but I do because I think it's a good show. And there are some
See,
things. There are some things that suffer because of that. I think there are some things that are great, and people just hype them up way too much.
I think
and then
it's
they get a bad
bland
rap.
and formulaic, and the songs aren't great. There's a couple good
aren't great.
songs.
The songs aren't
Idina Menzel sucks. It makes Christian Chenoweth and Norbert Leo Butz unlistenable. I can't even listen to that soundtrack. It's just
I am agreeing
not
with some of the
in.
things that are being said, and
Yeah.
Tasha's face says that she's not taking it.
Part of it for me might be because it is so popular.
Sure.
Everybody right now it's at the Eccles Theater right now, and everyone's saying, "Oh, it's such a good show." We went and saw it at the Capitol Theater a while ago, and it just wasn't great.
I really do think that okay, I know that this is getting into a different topic, but I do think that it can depend who the cast is.
Sure.
Because if you don't like Idina, I guarantee there's other Alphabas that you would
That
love.
you would.
Right.
I agree.
Because she's probably one of the lower end of the Alphabas. that
Really?
I've heard,
Well, we
or
just-
that
That's a hot
I
take,
love.
I think.
Well, Michael,
Yeah.
we just listened to that chick, that Natalie Weiss.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, did she play Elphaba?
She hasn't. No, she's not played Alphaba.
She sang it great though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's just a great singer.
I'm obsessed with her. Okay.
Anyway.
I'm obsessed
But
with her.
like, go listen to like the belting compilation videos on YouTube for Wicked, which is what I do in my free time. Hey,
Sure.
and you'll hear some fucking awesome
Really?
Alphabas.
All right.
Yeah. As a show, I think it's overhyped a little bit, but I do like the message of it.
I do too. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yep, that's where I'm at.
I guess my problem with it is that we've seen that message done better in other things. So for me, it's just
I still just think that some things
I think
fall
a lot of
victim to
people,
overhype,
right?
honestly.
But I think a lot of
Well,
people
and I'm
also think that the spectacle of it is really cool, and it is. But it doesn't.
The
that
costume, the choreography, like I love that part of it.
I do
love
too.
the production value of that show. But I am also someone who, when someone tells me to like something or watch something or do something, I mean, I didn't listen to Hamilton for almost 2 years after
I'm
it came
the
out.
same way.
And you're
Because
like the biggest fan
Yes.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone told me that I needed to
It
listen
took us
to
forever to see Frozen. It was almost out of theaters.
Yeah.
Most people had seen it, and
Insane.
we were like, no.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I get it. Overhype does ruin things sometimes.
That can be good things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, that's my take.
But
Yeah, that's all we need to say.
But
Go ahead, Tasha.
All right. Let's see. Okay. Candy corn is the best Halloween candy.
The best Halloween candy.
I-
wow.
I
wow.
think
Love
candy
candy
corn is garbage.
Oh my goodness, that is probably the hottest take that we've had on the podcast so far.
It is honey. It is delicious.
It is honey. Oh
It
my!
looks
It's
like
sunshine.
Halloween.
wax.
It looks like fall.
It looks aesthetically pleasing. I am into the look. I
Looks
am
like
not
turkey
into the
poop.
taste.
I love it,
Turkey.
and I will eat candy corn all day. I will not eat the
How could you eat it all day? I feel like
goodness.
a handful of it makes you sick.
And this is like straight up candy corn. It's not like the ones that they like
No,
coat
and I
in
hate
chocolate.
the variations. I
Yeah,
hate the variations.
okay.
I hate the ones that
Wow.
taste like caramel corn. I hate the ones that taste like s'mores. I hate all those. I've tried them all.
Oh my goodness.
And here we are.
I'm just remembering
I think candy corn is terrible.
so bad.
I love the look of it, Tosh. I'll agree with you about the look. It's very fall-like. It's
Do you
perfect
enjoy
look for Halloween.
eating candle wax on your free time?
You know what?
The consistency of it is gross. It's
It's so
not
bad.
Those lips that they used to have.
Yes,
the little
yeah,
that
that's
were
what I
made
was
of wax.
thinking
Yep.
of.
I loved those.
Oh my! Oh,
So
wow.
this might not look great for me.
I think a lot of people would agree with you. But I
With
also
candy
think,
corn?
Yes, I think a lot
No.
of people would agree with her, and I think I do.
I think it gets a lot of hate. I see it attacked, and maybe this goes into my
Right.
savior
Tosh
complex.
is just the defender of the night. I love
I'm a
it.
defender of candy corn, and I hate pumpkin spice. I think it's disgusting.
I think it's pretty gross too.
I have honestly never had it.
I think that the people that love candy corn love it fiercely. And
I
I,
do,
think you
yeah.
fall into that
Thank you.
category.
Wow.
Yes.
I'll take
Wow.
it.
But
All
there
right.
probably are plenty who don't like it.
Sure. All right.
There are
Actually,
many, and they're very vocal.
And they're very vocal.
let us know if you like candy
Tosh
corn.
is pissed.
All those candy corn fans out there,
Okay.
hit us up.
Holla at
I'm
your
not
girl.
even sure if this is exactly what you were going to say, but I have always felt this way. Always, always. These are like deep cuts for me that I've always felt this way.
Deep.
I don't know why. The majority of women I feel wear strapless wedding dresses on their wedding. I think those are freaking hideous. I think they look hideous on almost everybody, all shapes and sizes. And I have no idea, genuinely, why that would be the look you'd be going for on your wedding day with all of your friends, your family, everybody around. Your boobs are falling out of your dress. And I don't understand it. I have never understood it. I feel like I would feel not the way that I would want to feel on my wedding day if I was hanging out of a strapless dress, and I've never understood it.
But could that feed into the fact that you don't like cleavage?
Probably, yeah,
So
absolutely.
the people that like cleavage are probably the same people that like tube top dresses.
Yes, and they're probably the people that should not be wearing those, but it's okay.
I used to be a tube top baby, and it
Are they
did make me
comfortable?
look a little.
Did you
bit
like 'em?
boxy.
What?
Did you like the two tops? Did
Yeah,
you?
they were comfortable, and
Okay.
it was hot here, so you know.
Right.
I've worn tube
It
tops in
gave
my past.
a very nice and even tan line in the summertime.
Guys, I like shoulders, but these strapless dresses, they ride down to where we're
They go
tucking
down
half,
to like
half
belly
boob is
buttons
out.
sometimes.
And
yeah.
it's just not a flattering look for any of you. Honestly, it's not.
Sure.
It's just not.
Don't
Women,
say you because you're attacking me.
No, I'm not. I am looking at you. I am looking at
No.
you, but I don't mean you, Tosh. I've yet to see you in your strapless wedding dress. But I'll be there. I'll be there.
I think that's a pretty hot take too.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people like that look.
So
for
many
whatever
people.
reason.
I feel like the majority of women, most of the things that I see, because I watch a lot of like Say Yes to the Dress.
Oh, me too,
I
yeah.
watch all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And so often, and I know there are there are people that I know that have been married in strapless dresses, and I'm sorry, you were beautiful on your wedding day. You were, but I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Like I genuinely don't. That's not. I wanted to feel the opposite of that on my wedding day.
Sure.
I just wanted to feel like totally different for like my husband, for my husband's family, for my family. Like this is bad because it's starting to sound like I'm calling you slutty, and that's not what I mean to do. It's just not a good look. That's how I feel.
Okay. Cool.
But
Good one. All right. How many more rounds do you guys have? Because that will inform my next one.
I have a few.
I have two more.
Two more.
I've got.
Can you do two more?
I've got like 3 times that amount. So
Oh, you're really prepared.
I just.
All right, can
like,
you narrow it down at all?
No, these are great.
Do you want to give some to Tasha?
No, I'll just do them fast.
Okay.
Okay. Well, no, I have
Okay.
I have a couple more that I can do.
I could take some off.
I have 4 more potentially, but I don't need to. I'm going to do this one first then because I have one more round.
Okay.
Brunch is dumb.
I
hate brunch.
I love it.
I think that it's an excuse for people to drink during the day.
Never-ending brunch.
So if you're going to drink during the day, why do you have to make up, pomp and frills about, oh, I'm going to go eat some fucking eggs. Just drink, just do it.
I don't drink at brunch.
Okay, Tasha. Well, then
I like
eat
brunch.
breakfast.
Mimosas.
I don't know. It's so
Isn't
weird.
brunch just mean between breakfast and lunch?
But it's weird that it's always Sunday, and it's always this big thing. Let's go get brunch. Like, who gets breakfast together? Why is brunch so special? doesn't make sense to me as a big pomp and circumstance thing.
If I'm planning something with someone and it's early, like 8 or 9 in the morning, I'll say, do you want to go get breakfast? But if it's after 10, I'll say, do you want to go get brunch? It's still the same thing.
Is it 10 o'clock? Because that's still breakfast. But if you get to like 10:30, 11, just call it lunch. Just get some actual
just the
food.
name. It's
or
because
go to
brunch
drinks.
brunch equals breakfast
But it's all
food.
breakfast food. Exactly.
Breakfast food.
Right. So why not just call it breakfast? I just don't get why
I
it's such
appreciate
a
it
big
because
thing.
So it seems
As-
like you don't hate it as much as you hate the fact that we call it brunch.
I hate that it's such a big deal for people randomly. Like one day a week, brunch has suddenly become a national holiday. It
I
just
love
doesn't
it.
make
You sound
sense.
like an old man yelling on your lawn.
Thank you.
It feels to me, I like it because it's more my speed because I'm not a morning person, so I can wake up and still go to
Okay.
brunch and have breakfast.
That might be it,
I'm
because-
into it.
Why wouldn't you just call it lunch?
Tasha?
Breakfast food because it's breakfast food. It's not lunch food.
Then call it breakfast.
But it's not because
And
I
not make a big deal
I was
about
too
it.
late for breakfast. It's second breakfast, and you know it.
Okay, but don't make a big deal about going out one time at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday to
makes
go
us
drink
feel-
with
it
people.
makes us
Just go
feel
drink.
Fancy. It makes us feel fancy.
What's
and
fancy
classy.
about it? What's fancy about brunch?
It's just classy.
What's classy
Maybe
about
it's
it?
more of a girl thing.
You're drinking tomato
girl and a gay
soup.
a girl and a gay thing
Yep.
for sure.
You're drinking vodka and
know many
tomato
straight
soup
guys.
in
I'm
the
not a
morning.
Bloody Mary
Brunch.
person, and you know it, Michael. But mimosas,
Just drink.
pennies, walnuts.
Just drink shots of Fireball at 10
Why
o'clock
not?
in the morning, Ashley.
Why
You know
not?
that I would.
I know you
It
would.
just seems like an excuse for people to go get drunk at 10 o'clock in the morning.
What's wrong with that?
I'm
It sounds like you're bitter
into
that no
it.
one invites you to brunch.
no, because I don't like it. I honestly like. I've been to a couple brunches. I don't get the appeal.
I like
just
it.
No
don't
matter
understand.
what,
Guys-
every time I come home, if I invite you to go anywhere, it's going to be called brunch.
Hey, you
So
want to
you
meet
guys,
up at
we're
10
gonna get
p.m.
on
to go
the-
to brunch?
You guys, remember that podcast episode we're going to do at 10? Brunch episode? Guys, just because Michael is saying this, I know that people might think we come as a pair, but I like brunch, so you can still invite me.
Yeah.
Okay. I figured
take,
this would
you're
be a
wrong.
hot take
Hot
for
take, you're
sure.
wrong.
So there we go. All right, Tasha.
Oh, it's me
go
again.
for it.
Okay, God.
I should go in between all of you. It's fine.
Okay.
No, we'll just random.
Starbucks coffee is absolute garbage.
Okay.
They have good, like, sugary drinks, but
That's all I drink. I'm not a big coffee person, so I'm not.
Are you still watching?
Shoot.
Not a valid opinion.
But Dunkin' Donuts has better coffee.
I could see that.
Most places
We
that
aren't-
serve coffee have better coffee.
We aren't coffee drinkers, but when I think of Starbucks, I think of all those like fun, more like fruity drinks.
Yeah, their
And
coffee is
their
shit.
pastries and stuff. Like
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm
It's
not-
bitter. They burn the beans.
Yeah.
Like, it's bad.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So is it?
So what you're saying is, if I was gonna become an aspiring
drinker.
coffee aficionado, that I should err towards Dunkin' Donuts.
Yes.
Do you drink coffee every morning?
Yes.
Do you go to Dunkin' Donuts every morning then?
Dunkin' Donuts does not exist.
She's like
in
Dunkin'
Seattle.
Donuts comes to me.
yeah. Seattle's like the mecca
Seattle
for Starbucks.
is Mecca Starbucks.
Right.
Dunkin' Donuts comes to you.
Yeah, they do. I wish they did. There's none in Washington, none. But there are other little coffee shops because obviously Washington's a big coffee place. There's smaller places that do better coffee.
Local
Gotcha.
places.
Or I do my own at home.
Well, once a restaurant gets to be a certain size, quality always goes down
Yeah.
with that stuff, and it's just unfortunate.
and I mean,
Yeah.
pump a bunch of sugar in a drink and I'll drink it.
Exactly.
I mean, they have really good, like, all that other shit that they make.
well, it's
Yeah.
like the same thing with iced tea. Is my funniest for me. Sweet iced tea is literally just like a tall glass of sugar with a little bit of water mixed in. Of course, it's going to taste good, you know.
Yeah, it's sugar
so I
water.
get you, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, it's a good one.
But I'm punched.
But Ashley, go.
Oh shoot. Okay, I like this one. Typing. This is something I've literally never done. Typing LOL. Never done it. Is pointless, and you may as well just not respond to me.
Okay.
If you're just gonna respond
Are
and say
you
just
actually?
LOL.
I was
are you
gonna
aiming
say-
this at me?
Tasha's
I am a
done this
big
multiple
LOL.
times today with
I
us.
literally didn't know if you were. I think I don't. I think I don't even notice it. Here's my thing. Listen. Listen. Let me just say.
Okay.
I have to
I have a
defend. I have
thing.
to say. Okay. My equivalent of saying LOL is haha. I'm a big haha.
Right. Me too.
I don't think I've ever texted to another human being LOL. But I would never, if you said something to me, I think it is a very rare occasion that I would just text back, haha.
So-
And just leave it.
No,
this is about just leaving it at that.
No. K, I hate K. You never text me K if you want me to ever speak to you again.
Oh, like the word, like the
Thumbs up.
least that you can do with that.
Michael's mom gives a thumbs
Right.
up to like everything.
But
She just
for
gives
K, the least you should do is okay, smiley face. That's like the minimum
when me and
requirement
Michael
there.
hate each other and want to rip each other's faces off, we do a nice K.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's the only time
Right.
I use it. People know
Or
if I'm
thumbs
mad
up.
because I will say K or I will use a thumbs up.
Yep.
I will never just write back to you LOL because
Yep.
if someone writes it back to me, I'm like, oh, so you
What a
want me
waste
to
of
die?
time. What a waste of time. Like, why even do it? Just pretend that you never saw the message and just don't say anything. It's a waste
That's
of your time.
why I always will write ha 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 ha.
The worst-
I want you to know I think you're funny.
The worst that I'll do is send you ha 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 in caps
Yeah.
with
No,
a
I
little
agree.
emoji at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But
To be
that
fair,
will mean
think
that I
that's
didn't care about what
any,
you said.
like little like any small text message.
But there's so many, just LOL is so overrated and people think that's an acceptable response and it's not. Stop doing it. It tells me nothing. You didn't actually laugh. Stop
How do you
doing
know?
it.
I feel like
I know that they
texting is a big game of yes and. If you guys are familiar with that improv concept, you have to
add to it.
Yeah, you just keep
Keep the
adding to the
conversation.
conversation. So
LOL.
LOL just shuts that shit
It
down.
literally,
No, absolutely.
yeah. What the hell am I supposed to say to that? It's,
Yeah.
it's become a one-sided thing at that point. When you say LOL, it's you put zero thought into it. You
Yeah.
don't want to continue the conversation with
Yes,
me.
that's
You-
how I take it, too.
It literally means you didn't know what else to say to me, so you might as well just say I don't know what to say to that, or say nothing. Like saying LOL is literally pointless and it's a waste of your time.
Great.
Agreed.
Just that.
Good hot take.
Okay.
For
Okay.
sure.
Bum, bum, bum.
Okay. Is this my last one?
No, I have so many.
Okay.
I
I
took some
have a
off.
couple more then.
'Kay. Are
I'll
you
do
done?
two
No, I
more.
have.
Okay,
One.
good.
I'll do
good.
two more.
'Kay.
Okay.
Okay. The problem with me with coming up with all these, it was like these things are overrated. These things are overrated. That's all I had. But hamburgers, cheeseburgers, super overrated.
Oh, I disagree.
Okay, I think you guys need to just eat at better places
Maybe.
You,
but like,
hey,
okay.
Why is this being? I
because
just,
you hate turkey. I mean, you hate Thanksgiving food, and so you've obviously never had
Oh,
good
yeah.
Thanksgiving
Yeah,
food,
screw
and you've
Thanksgiving.
obviously
I've
never
had
had a
good
burger.
burgers. The problem
welcome
with
to Good Burger.
Oh.
Good Burger.
no, okay.
Ridiculous.
So think about what you put on a cheeseburger or a
Cheese.
hamburger to make it better, though.
Because he doesn't like vegetables.
Lettuce,
of any kind.
tomatoes, onions.
He doesn't get any of the other
pickles,
textures. All he
sauce,
has is meat,
bacon.
and cheese, and bun.
That's all I care about.
That's what I
meat,
usually
cheese, bun.
get. But most people
You
have
gotta
to put
have,
all
like,
of that
lettuce or something
shit on
crispy.
it to bring more flavor to it and bring more texture to it. I just think that if you're like, what are you getting when you go to McDonald's? You're getting either
It's
a
a bad
hamburger
example.
or a chicken
Come up
sandwich.
with a better cheeseburger, hamburger. You can do this.
Chicken sandwich is always the better option.
I don't
Always.
agree. I don't agree.
Always.
I have a weird thing with the texture of chicken.
I do
So
too.
unless I
I do
know
too.
really, really well that the place that serves it is cooking it
Because
in
if I
the
get,
right way.
do you ever get those
But-
bad pieces?
Rubbery, yeah.
Rubbery, fatty.
Yeah.
They just have a funky
and I feel
taste.
like burgers are always the safer option.
But they
I
are
do too.
always the blander option. There's
don't agree about
hardly
blander.
any flavor in the actual hamburger patty itself.
that's because they're not seasoning it correctly.
You think that there's less flavor in a hamburger patty than in a chicken patty?
Yes.
I 100% disagree.
I absolutely. There's usually not much flavor, and if there is, it comes from the cheese. It comes from the
100%
sauce.
disagree.
You're not.
just
having
not
good
great.
burgers. You're supposed to season the meat before
Where
you make.
where
a
should I go
hamburger.
then? Where should I go to get a hamburger?
You should have someone make you a hamburger at home.
Yeah, barbecues.
Okay, those are usually worse than the fast food places that I
Hey,
go
my
to.
family will take that personally.
I didn't
big
mention
cut,
anyone.
cut.
I did
Cut.
not mention anyone specifically. So.
Raritan's.
I just think you're wrong, but
do
Okay,
too.
that's what the hot takes are all about. So,
We
all
don't
right,
agree.
all right, Tasha, last one for you.
What do I got? Oh, okay.
Okay.
Rachel and Ross
Here we
we
go.
go.
were a terrible couple.
Mm.
And I actually preferred Rachel with Joey.
No. Okay, we were on board for a little bit there, but as soon as she said Rachel Joey, oh no.
We were with you until that. No,
Oh.
you went where you. That's
Okay,
probably.
here's the thing.
No.
Matt LeBlanc himself said that Joey and Rachel should not be together.
I don't care.
Him and Phoebe should have been together. In my heart,
I disagree with
Joey
that
and
too,
Phoebe.
though.
I loved Paul Rudd and Phoebe.
Yes,
I,
Mike.
I love them
Yep,
too.
Mike and
I love them
Phoebe.
too, but I always
Yep.
loved Joey and Phoebe's little thing.
I just thought, because first of all, Ross is crap.
I take that personally. I'm very much a Ross of the 6 friends. I am a Ross.
I don't see that
Who
at
would
all.
I be of the 3 guys? Then?
I don't necessarily think you have to be one of the guys. I just don't see you as Ross.
If
All
you
right.
were one of the 3, you would be Ross, but you might not be any of them.
Yeah.
Hey,
you
walk
might be
in-
one
Am
of
I
the
Gunther?
women. You're
Maybe.
definitely Gunther.
Michael,
There we
walk
go.
in here. You walk into a room, be Ross. Okay, go.
Okay. Hi.
It's not bad.
It's great.
I've been working on it.
But if I saw you as a Ross, I probably wouldn't like you as much. So
I love Ross. I love him.
Ross
but
is a little misunderstood. He's also kind of sometimes.
I think he's
So-
a bit problematic.
He's problematic for sure. I
And
agree,
so
but
I-
he has a good heart. His head's in the right place. Tasha says no. He says no.
So I think that Ross and Rachel weren't great. They weren't the worst, but they weren't great. I just cannot get on board with Joey and
I
Rachel.
just felt like he loved her so much, and he was so good to her.
I felt like
That
he
was-
thought for 2 seconds that he loved her.
Right. It was more like an infatuation.
I
weird
still
puppy dog
don't
thing.
think that Joey knows what love is, and that's why I don't think he has ended up with anybody.
Did he ever?
I'm
We're
serious.
getting real on the Friends
No,
talk here.
Joey
Did
was
he-
infatuated with Rachel.
Did you guys
I don't
ever
think it
watch
was a love.
Joey, the TV show at all?
No,
No, okay.
little bit. But
I
I was
just
so
wonder if-
brokenhearted after Friends
Me too.
ended. I was like,
Sure.
I'm not doing this.
I
Well, I
watched
wonder
that
if
last
they ever had
episode,
him
and I have
end up
to
with anybody.
recoup.
but-
Oh, we could probably figure that out from the thing we call the internet.
Right. Our Google sitting here at the
That was
table.
good.
with
That
us.
was one of my hot takes that I took off actually, which is that most people in life are not resourceful, and they will like take time to ask you to do something that they could do so
Ooh,
quickly.
That's true.
I have she won't listen to this. My roommate does that.
They'll take the time to be like,
will
"What's
say,
that
"Do you
movie
know
about?"
this?" And I'm like, IMDb.
Yep.
Or
Yep.
Right.
Yep. It's such a big one. People be like, "What's that movie about?" Or "What's this about? What's this mean? What is that?" I said, in my not defense, I'll be like, Michael, because Michael's very intelligent. Back to my intelligence, love.
Okay.
I'll be like, Michael, shut up, Michael.
intelligent.
I'll be like, Michael, what does this word mean? But if it's something that I could just as easily look up, I was actually taught this in a past relationship, just how lazy I could be. Like, I hate middlemen things. I hate like taking time to like ask somebody to do something that you could just do yourself. Like, I hate that now.
Yeah.
So I tend to be a lot more resourceful in that I would just look it up or figure it out myself if I have the tools to do that
Right.
before asking you to
I get
do
you.
that for me. And ever since being conscientious of that, it's actually really annoying to me when people do that. If someone was to be like, what's that movie about? They want a full synopsis, and I'm like, Fandango? Google? Like, come on.
Right. I get
I'm
you.
not going to spend my time texting that.
I
to
get you.
No way.
Trailer?
Jose.
Trailer for that?
Okay.
For what?
Getting a little off track here. Let's get back to it.
So Ross
Yes.
is crap.
Ross.
No, Ross is not crap, but he is problematic. I love that word for Ross.
What is crap about Ross? Let's establish this a little
Ross
bit.
is butt.
That was a good office poll. Wow.
I just feel like he acted like the victim with everything.
Okay.
Like,
He
did. He's
even
a
when he
wallower.
cheated, even when he cheated on Rachel,
That's
even though
true.
they were on a break.
Oh, that's true.
Like, he acted like he
Where do
was
you
so
fall on
much
the
victim.
break? I'm sorry. There's a lot of follow up questions with this, but were they on a break?
In my heart, Ross was wrong, and he's so. That's a really bold statement, but what makes me think that he's more wrong is exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
He is so. He just thinks he's so right, and there's like, no, I don't think he's even like considered the other side at all.
Yeah, and it kind of on that episode with how Phoebe was trying to explain to him how evolution worked, and he was trying to explain it to her, and like she was trying to.
She was
to
just
tell
fucking
him,
with him the whole
Yeah,
time.
she was trying to tell him like, have you ever considered this thing like outside of your immediate like
Yeah.
knowledge? And he doesn't ever. He just always thinks that he's right. But yeah, he just always acts like a victim to me, and I hate that. I do think that they were on a break. I don't think that a break means that if he's so in love with someone, he should go sleep with some slut in the coffee shop, you know?
It's hard for me because technically I look at it and technically I agree, and then if it was done to me, I'd be so pissed because it was like the night of.
Yeah.
I'd be so pissed. Like feelings were still super raw. I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
I would, and I think that I shouldn't say anybody, but a lot of people who might say that they wouldn't be pissed, they would be pissed if that happened to them.
And he acted like a victim with Emily too, when
And
he
his
said the wrong
attitude
name at the
about
wedding.
it, his
Yeah.
attitude about it makes me lean more towards him being in the wrong.
Sure.
Yeah.
So he's kind of victimizing himself.
Yeah, always.
What about Joey makes you think he would be good for Rachel?
Nothing. He's adorable in that moment. I agree. He's adorable in that moment, but it's fleeting and it's an infatuation.
Well, it's a weird...
I just didn't want her to end up with Ross. Maybe I wanted
anyone
her to
else.
End up
She's like,
else.
Well, it's a weird
Mark, bring Mark back. Let's do this.
Which one was Mark?
Just the guy in her office.
Guy that Ross was super jealous of.
That
is Mark there?
Like, that was terrible.
That was,
With him.
that was shit, for sure.
He brought in that barbershop quartet to sing that she was his girlfriend.
Right,
I think he's shit.
Yeah.
Sorry about it.
He did some shit things.
Thank you.
I love Ross.
I don't think you're shit.
I think,
Michael's not shit. I don't know.
You're the least problematic straight man I know.
Yeah.
That is a big compliment. Thank you.
It is, because we're kind of like
I don't know that many straight men.
That
so
boring.
It's, not
Right. It's like one of
Probably
three, maybe.
Not gonna
one is your dad, so that's weird, but...
He is slightly problematic. We can go on to that in a different podcast.
I have
There we
to
go.
say, though, I felt really uncomfortable watching Rachel and Joey, and I think, didn't you kind of feel the same way? Like, when we were watching it, it just never felt natural or right to me.
Definitely.
Even though I love them both so much. And I just wanted them both to be happy, but like
it was a weird, like, out of character thing for Joey to be so, like, in love and so protective.
It wasn't Joey.
Yeah, he's always,
and he's
through the entire
of his friends, but he was like infatuated with Rachel, I felt, and it just wasn't.
I felt like the moments leading up to when they actually got together were better than when they actually got together. Like the parts when she started living with him and he was pregnant, or she started living with him, she was pregnant.
I love when I'm living with someone and they're pregnant. Some guy
took her out on a date, and like all that stuff was so cute to me. And then like he got super protective over her, and when she was pregnant, and I think that part of it was better than when they actually tried to make it a relationship.
I would have loved if they'd left it that way, because I think he's a very loyal friend, and I loved that side, like you said, but when they took it to a romantic thing, I was out.
Yeah.
He is very protective and sweet, and he's a loyal friend, and I think deep down he's just a sweet.
Okay, well then my hot take is revised to say
you cannot. Okay.
Go.
Michael did it on his first
Yeah,
one.
I know. I didn't allow it then either, but it's fine.
The revision is just that Rachel and Ross shouldn't have ended up together.
There you go.
Okay.
That is a hot take, though, because Ross and Rachel is like one of the most iconic relationships out there. So yeah, for sure. All right. Like what you're hearing? Please remember to leave us a 5-star review on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, or wherever else you're listening. Also, remember to find us on Facebook, Instagram, Patreon, and now on YouTube at MMST Podcast. Thank you so much, guys.
Should I do my one that I think I need to explain this well, and I need to do it before I have any more shots, okay? I need to explain this well. Okay.
Use your intelligence.
This is going to be hard because I know I'm going to say it wrong. I think that it is so, and I haven't really been a big personal victim of this because I literally just don't reference these things because I don't know how to keep up with this shit, and I try, but just let me get this all out here. I think it is ridiculous to be upset with somebody and offended with somebody about what is politically correct to call you when it's obvious that they're not being malicious and they weren't trying to be offensive, because I think that what is PC changes, and I think it's really hard to keep up with like what is appropriate to say. And I literally have gotten to the point where I don't feel comfortable referencing so many things. Race, disabilities, there's a lot of things. Like I don't even know what to call it, and it actually reminds me of the Office episode where Michael Michael says something to Oscar about his Mexican, like he says something about being Mexican,
your
and
gayness doesn't define you. Your Mexicanness
and
is what
Oscar's
defines
like,
you.
but Mexican isn't offensive, and I literally, I'll just as soon like not say what I'm even thinking, or there have been times where I'm talking and I like stop because I don't know what is right to say there, and I get so freaking scared. Chances are, anybody who's listening to this, I am probably almost positively never trying to offend you, so just know that. And it pisses me off when people do jump to that and get, I haven't had this happen to me a lot, but I've seen it happen with others. You can tell when somebody's trying to be malicious to you. You can totally tell, and there are the things that we all know that are not appropriate to say, but everybody wants to be called something different, and I think what is PC is bullshit. Honestly, I think it is ridiculous to get so defensive when you can tell when people don't know what to call is right at the time to call you. Yes, I think it's ridiculous. I think it's just a way to be pissed off.
Yeah, and I do think that we have a problem with everyone wants to be mad about something. Everyone wants to be negative about something.
I
they want to have the hot take.
I can't even open my mouth. Yes, that's why I like don't say anything, because I'm like, I'm going to offend someone no matter what I say.
I just think everyone needs to respond to things with like an openness for learning. So it's like, I know that I don't know everything.
Isn't it obvious when someone means well, you know?
And I'm going to say stupid things all the time because I say how I feel. And I just want someone to be able to, you know, if it offends them, I want them to be able to come at me with like a learning opportunity.
And then you can see it from a different side.
Instead of thinking that I'm automatically trying to pigeonhole them or call them something that they don't want to be called. Like, I would never, ever do that. If you know me, I would never, ever do that. Yeah. And so,
I've seen people who are obviously not trying to be offensive and they get like kind of attacked because they didn't say what was politically correct at the time. And if you know what, if there was like a rule book for this, I would study it and I would know if it was never going to change. I would know what was right to say, but because it does, I literally don't ever know what to say. And Michael knows this. There have been times where I'm like, is that what it is now? Like, is that what I should be saying?
Right.
And it's so frustrating to me.
I do think, though, that on the flip side of it is you have to change your behavior. Like, if you do something that offends someone and they tell you that it offends them and tell you why.
Right.
Like, there are people that don't change. Like, they just are going to say what they want to say.
And you can tell who those people are. Yeah.
No. But that's what Ashlee and I have talked about this off the podcast. And that's what our problem is with it is like, if we were
Do you have the same problem?
Yeah, I work in customer service kind of, so I get plenty of people calling me names for whatever reason.
I won't even talk about nationalities because I don't even know. That's the biggest one probably for me is I don't even know what is correct to say, honestly.
But that's what Ashlee and I's biggest problem with this is we never want to call someone something that they don't want to be called.
Talking to us.
So rather than calling us whatever, just being like, hey, you're a terrible person, could you just pull us aside and be like, hey, I would like you to call me this or whatever else.
Assuming that your intentions were not.
Exactly. And then we would change it.
Well, and even I'm trying to figure out what those things are even without anybody getting on me about them. But I feel like there's only so much of that we can do. And
until it
just frustrates me that I literally just like shut my mouth and don't say things sometimes or find myself in these awkward situations where I like stop and don't know like what the word is. And then I panic. And then later I'll be like, I don't know if that felt weird.
A couple nights ago, I said the word Hispanic, and I thought I was going to get in trouble for it.
I have said that before, too. I've said it, and then it didn't feel right to me after, and I'm like, guys, like, you know that I don't, you know?
Yeah. It's probably because we are white, obviously, so there's probably... You know, that we don't want to come across as that because we're not. We're not racist. We're not sexist. We're not whatever. But, you know.
In this political climate, it really is just you have to be careful.
Right.
And I do think that because we are white people, we have to be more aware of that. Because we don't face that at all. Like, no one has to wonder what I am,
and that's
what
why
to
I
call
worry
me.
so much about it. Yeah, because I feel like I feel like I have no room to get that wrong. I feel like I have no business getting that wrong. So that's why I worry so much about it.
Yeah.
I think that it says a lot about you as a person that you even worry about that kind of stuff.
Totally
so
do.
I think that you probably shouldn't worry about it as much.
But the problem is if someone were to, you know, like she has these feelings, she doesn't want to come across racist, sexist, you know, whatever. But someone's may come up to her and be like, hey, you're being this because of this. And Ashlee just making an honest mistake, you know. I feel like we all need to kind of chill.
Yeah.
There
are
just
the
like
obvious ones
teach
that we
each
all
other.
know, and then there are some things that might have been PC at one time and they're not anymore. And if they are not like a slandering, malicious word, I honestly think that we should make an effort to get over that if it is not like a harmful word.
No. Right. I just think we need to stop assuming the worst.
Are there like better ways?
Yes.
Like, are there things that are like better at this time to like? Is there a right way to say it? Yes, but is it really so bad to say it in a way that used to be PC that isn't hateful? I don't think so, personally.
But if someone were to come up to you and be like, hey, please don't use that word because it offends me, then you would stop.
No, and that's literally all that it is. You have to assume that unless you're using absolutely hateful language, that you're coming from a place of love. And unless somebody tells you that, you're not going to know.
Yeah.
Right.
And I just hate that that's like even a thing. I kind of hate that I would even have to be like pulled aside and told that. I just hate that it's all a thing. I'm just like, I wish that there was a black and white to that, but there's not.
No, and I mean, it really is just the fact that we don't ever have to deal with that. And so it's hard to understand why it would offend someone else.
I don't think it's hard to understand. Like, I get that, and I think that's why I'm hypersensitive to it, is because I feel like I need to be.
Right.
Because I'm white.
And that's good.
But it still just freaks me out. I usually just will steer clear of talking about any type of like ethnicity or any type of anything like that if I can avoid it.
Sure.
Yeah.
It makes sense. And might be good to be cautious,
Yeah,
Kinda makes
I do,
sense,
because I don't want to make anybody feel bad. But.
Right. Anyway.
That's mine. That was my most serious one.
Sure. But I'm okay. Coming back to me to keep in spirit with this.
Oh, God.
Sloths suck.
He hates them. He hates them. Tosh is leaving. Tosh, I'm here for you. I don't agree.
I knew that. I wanted to bring this up because I knew Tasha was going to be here. I just think that they are gross. I
love them.
never thought that they were
so
cute.
They're so cute.
Have you seen their mouths? How weird and how big they are, and their long ass nails. It's just they're not cute. They're creepy. I'm out on sloths. I'm not picking up that stock.
I think they're cute.
They're so cute.
I think.
Do you see the one where he's grabbing the guy's hat?
No.
So cute.
Yeah.
They're funky looking, but I
Pick
think
up the
they're.
pace. It's kind of creepy how slow you're taking all
Do you
of this
feel the
shit.
same about turtles, or are you just?
Do you feel
Yeah,
this way
a little
about
bit.
me? Pick
No.
up the pace? 'Cause I identify
Because you're
with
very
a sloth.
animated right here. You just got up. As
He's
soon as
you're-
I said that, you were out the
He's
door.
like, you're
so
pretty uppity right now, Tosh.
I needed to be
yeah,
I'm going home. That was like a whale.
that was Dory's whale.
You're wrong.
Oh man, their eyes are in different time zones.
They kind of smile.
Oh, they are so
sleep
creepy.
a lot.
I think for me,
Their
part
eyes
of
are in
it.
different time zones. Can we just cherish that comment for a minute?
I'm gonna find a picture of a sloth and put it in the comments.
Just okay.
Please
deal.
let us know if you also think sloths are ugly, and if you do, leave your address.
I know
so
that
can
this is a
People
hot
need
take.
to comment
A
on
lot
these
of
and tell
people
us what
like
they agree
sloths.
with and what they don't. 'cause
Right.
I can't wait to see.
A lot of
honestly.
people like sloths, and honestly,
so funny.
I think it's very cute how much Kristen Bell likes sloths, and a lot of people. But sloths themselves are just one of the grossest things in the world.
Trying really hard, Tosh.
The other one is monkeys. I hate monkeys. so
Monkeys
much.
are pretty gross.
Yeah, monkeys are
They throw
disgusting.
their poop.
They scare
But
me.
sloths are they're the same for me. Yeah, they're on the same level.
No,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you, next.
That is my hot take.
Thank you, Nest.
That is
I
it.
still love thank you, Nest.
Thank you, eggs.
Yeah, eggs.
Thank you, next.
Do you have any more?
I don't think so.
If you don't,
Because I have.
Ashley has a couple more she
I
wanted
have
to
4.
run through. Can you trim it
The
down to
only
2?
one that I had was I think Star Wars is overrated,
Me
but
too.
that's mostly
But
a personal preference.
I haven't really watched it enough to say that because I was going to make that one of mine. Michael's going to cry.
I made Brian
gonna
cry when
cry.
I said it earlier.
Tears in his
So.
eyes.
I'm not going to cry. It's just that you guys are wrong. And
See? And that's how I
don't
feel about
even
sloths,
have
so
to
but I'm
explain
pumped.
Should we
it.
just move
Exactly.
on?
Go,
Not?
Ashley,
Okay.
go.
I have should I just get a couple out there right now?
Yeah, just shoot them out at us really
Okay.
quick.
Car washes are terrifying. They're freaking scary. If I was going to murder somebody,
Automatic car washes?
That's where I would do it. Yeah.
Or actual, your hand.
You would
washing
kill
a car.
somebody
No, automatic.
inside the car wash, or you'd let
if
the
I
car
was
wash
gonna
do
murder
its
a
work.
person, I would hide in a car wash and I would kill them in there.
Okay, so it's not the car wash itself.
I
then.
feel that same way about haunted houses.
No, Tosh, you're better than
Haunted house. You could probably get the body could sit there for a little bit.
And
you know?
anyone can. You would just think
a
it
smart
was
spot. It's a
you
smart
would just
spot.
think
I'll
that
give
it
you
was
that.
part
Exactly.
of the haunted
Yeah.
house,
Tosh,
and they
please don't
actually
please
stab
don't try
you.
to take over on my hot take. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
All right, car washes
I've always
are
thought they were
scary.
freaky.
I got one more I could do.
Okay, but I'm going to do one more.
Okay,
Because
you
I have
go.
4. So.
All right.
I think this is a sweet sentiment, but a very obnoxious one. I think passing on your first name to your child as a junior name is really freaking annoying because there's 2 of you in that household,
Right.
and that's stupid.
Then
And
you
it's
have to
really
go by the
obnoxious.
middle name.
And it's very rare that you see a woman do that.
That's true. It's all
you know
men.
what I mean?
Men are really
They
weird
do it a
about
lot with
passing
middle
on
names,
stuff
but
like
yeah,
that.
not.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, this is my son that passes on the family
Right.
name. Well, let him pass on the family name, but not your first name, because then people call and they're looking for Michael, and they're always the ones that sound all smug too. You call and you're like, "Can I talk to Michael?" And they're like, "Junior or senior?" Like they're the one. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They love it. They
One of
love
my-
every second of you having to ask.
One
that.
of my best friends growing up was a junior, but I didn't know that because he was
I think
always a
it's
Josh.
obnoxious. It's just a way to be pretentious. It's fine.
But yeah, his mom was always like, Michael Josh. And I was like, who's Michael? It just doesn't make sense. But
What's
yeah.
a Michael?
Anyway, I like that one. Do you want me to go, or do you
Ba-dum.
just want to do yours?
I have 2 after this, so just you go, and then
Okay.
I'll give mine.
Fireball's overrated.
True.
Quiet,
Okay.
you'll hurt it.
I
feel
think
like
it's
trash
great.
when I drink it.
Oh no, I absolutely feel like
Yeah.
Right. I think
the only
it's
times that
I
I've
love it
drank
for what it
Fireball
is.
in the last 5 years has been
With
with you
us.
guys.
Right.
So I
Michael
It's
and
just-
I tend to bring the trash to parties. Like we were
Right.
really big on bringing Loopy to parties. We were trash for
But
that.
Loopy, that was
Whipped. Mine
my
was
thing. That was my thing, though.
Use that
Rather than
soap.
do
It
Fireball,
literally smells like whipped.
try Loopy. It's the one good flavored
Loopy.
vodka.
we
Chase it
tried
with
to
milk.
do Power Hour with Loopy vodka. Bad idea, and I can never have it.
Yeah, that makes sense. But just as a straight up shooter, Fireball should not be the number one, and it
is
always
one of
is the number one.
easiest ones to shoot.
I think that straight up whiskey is easier than Fireball.
You're
That's
gross.
just me. But anyway, but yeah,
Guys.
Loopy's easier than Fireball to me.
Oh no, vodka
Fireball
anything
just-
is
ugh.
not good to shoot.
Everything's so different for me after having Salem because I feel like I was just such a so much less of a lightweight then.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, that was mine. Go.
Isn't that really weird that I came up with so many? Like,
But,
I didn't
shush.
think I would even think of one. This is something that really bugs me so much, and like everybody does it. But I was thinking about it, and I usually don't do this very much because it drives me crazy. I really hate when people say, "Do you want to do something?" It bugs the shit out of me, and it is asking for me to tell you, "No, I don't want to do that." It's always something that I don't want to do. I think it's really obnoxious when people are like, "Hey, do you want to do that? Do you want to clean that? Hey, do you want to do that for me?"
So like a chore
Yes.
or like a task.
And they always
Okay.
word it that way, and it bugs the shit out of me.
Gotcha.
Do you want to clean my entire house and wipe my ass for me? No, I don't.
Do people
want to
ask you
do
that?
that? That's for Brinley,
Do
the
a lot
ass
of-
wiping thing.
Do a lot of people ask you if you could wipe their ass for
No,
And clean their house?
but so many people.
Does Michael? Is this for Michael?
them?
Yes.
Yeah, is it during
Yes.
Ashley,
airing
do
some
you
dirty
want
laundry?
to change Salem?
Ooh.
No, I don't want to do that, but
Well,
I will.
see, then they give you the option to say no.
Yeah,
They
that's kind of
never-
nice.
That's true, and I do
an
say
out.
that, and then I always feel like a brat after. But I just hate that wording. I've always hated that. I feel like so many people do
It
that,
is a
and
little
it's really
annoying.
annoying. People are like, "Hey, do you want to do this?"
So what
and you're
you're-
like, "You know that I
usually
don't."
something that they're not giving
Yes.
you an option for,
So
but
just
they're
say-
acting like they're giving you an option.
right.
They act, yes, and the way they say it is just not in a way that I feel is fitting for them asking me to do them a favor that they know I don't want to do.
Sure.
So what would you rather them say? Would you?
Will you please?
Will you please? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's
Because
pretty
it's so
simple.
much
Straight
better
to the
than
point.
"Do you
Right.
wanna?"
But that still gives you an out. Will you please? No.
Well, that's fine.
Okay.
You can have your free agency to say
It is.
no.
It is interesting though
but-
because it's the same question. It's just a
It's
couple
the
words.
phrasing's
Or
different.
I'm really big on the phrasing of things too. I
Yeah.
get really off put by certain phrasing, and I genuinely, I stop and think about if I do these same things, and a lot of them I really don't. So that's how I know that it runs super deep for me, because these things that bug me, a lot of them I don't do.
Do you
myself.
think it's because "do you want to" sounds like a little bit
I think it sounds snotty.
patronizing,
I
and
think
like
it sounds
"will you
snotty.
please" seems like it's
It puts
appreciative.
yes, it puts me off every time, and every time I pause for a minute, every time that somebody, "Hi, baby," that's my cute baby. He looks so cute.
He's been so good this
He's been
filming.
so good. Yeah, every time that somebody says that to me, I have to pause and get my shit together before I respond. Literally. Even if I really like you. Like, if you're like, "Hey, do you want to do this?" I'm like, "Yep,
It's good to know.
sure do."
Good
All
to
right.
know.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have one more.
All right.
Okay. I feel that a lot of people in my past have not thought this about me, but shopping for literally anything is the worst, and it makes me so uncomfortable. I hate shopping for everything. I hate shopping for clothes. I hate shopping for groceries. I hate shopping so much. It's uncomfortable, and people stare at you, and I hate it a lot.
I like shopping for things online.
That's all I do.
See, okay, I get that because then you don't have to go out.
But
and
it doesn't always work out well for you.
Right? Does it not annoy you
There's a
guys
downside
that
to have to return shit.
I would say most clothes that you get online don't fit you right.
I agree, and that's my struggle, and I wish that I liked shopping. The people that are like, "I love shopping," like, I envy that. I hate it. I feel like people watch me. I'm sure that they're not. I'm sure they don't give two shits about what I'm doing. But if they even look in my general direction, I'm like, "Don't freaking look at me. Like,
Gotcha.
stop looking at me." If I'm shopping alone, I hate it. I'm like, "Don't look at me."
Sure.
Okay.
So you're an online shopper then, Tasha?
I am.
Yeah.
But I only shop really at places that I like really know my sizing, and I really know that I like their stuff.
Right.
And then I
You wouldn't
really
just,
have
like,
a problem.
meander.
See,
into-
yeah, I only shop online
Into a
at Old
place.
Navy because I know that
Yeah,
that's what
that
fits.
their tech vests are really good.
Yes.
I'm wearing an Old Navy shirt right now. Do you not
Yes.
like this shirt?
No, I love it.
Thank you.
I just was wondering if you like the tech vest.
I have not worn a vest since I was
Polar
like
fleece?
5.
Guys, does anybody, is this just me? I just want to find out how deep this actually runs.
I hate grocery shopping.
When I'm shopping, if somebody comes up really close to you and starts shopping right next to you, does that put you off? Because maybe I just think everyone's going to murder me because I hate it. If I'm
Maybe.
like
That's
in
a
an
different
aisle,
discussion.
it
Right.
is. If I'm like looking at something and someone comes right up next to me and is looking at the same thing, I'll just leave. I hate that. I hate it.
Buddy.
Or I'll look at them till they get uncomfortable and leave. Literally, I'll be like, no.
I hate when people come talk to me, people who work at stores. Mm-hmm. I hate
Can I
when
help
they
you find
come talk to
something?
me.
Here's my hack, and which is why I can shop.
Michael
Put in your
shops for us.
headphones. I listen to podcasts the entire time that I'm doing these things, and no one comes up and talks to me.
That's nice. That's
just
true.
leave me alone.
Michael does our grocery
Let me do
shopping.
my thing.
You told
So-
me that.
It is one of my favorite things about
Oh
him.
my, that's really sad. That's very sad
No,
that that's
it's
one of the
not.
favorite things.
I think so many women
what?
would love for their
Yeah, I was
husbands to
gonna
go
say,
out and
when
shop
your
for them.
spouse is willing to do something that you absolutely hate to do,
That most people assume you
Yeah,
should do. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Like
yeah.
most people assume
General.
that
It's
I
very
am the
sexist
one.
of you.
It is. It is.
Going
But I
back
think
to
a
your
lot of people
other
would
hot take.
assume that I go out and do the grocery shopping, and the fact that you do, I think, is rare. Michael knows that he will stress less and he will be there a lot less time because I will weigh
She-
all of the options and stress.
She's the worst to shop with.
You are so
See, and he just validated your point, which is you hate to shop, so you don't
okay.
do it.
But the worst was a little harsh.
Well,
No, we were going to a Christmas
I'm
party
really bad
at
at
her
picking
work.
out like snacks for.
We
things.
were in the store, I'm not
Which I
exaggerating,
love you have
for
to do it.
an hour as she was thinking between chocolate chip
Muffins
cookies
and
and
cookies.
muffins. It was
I was like, will they
Oh.
like this? Will they think I'm cheap? Will they think I'm lame? Will they? Think
I just get
these
things
are-
I want to eat, so
You're smart.
that's the smart way to go.
But that's a good indicator of how I am just with everything. That's how my brain works.
you do tend to think
I
about
overthink
so much about what
everything.
everyone else thinks about you.
For sure. Well, I also think about what everybody else is going to think like for themselves, like if they're going to like it or if they're going to. Yeah,
But that's still a reflection of you, so that's still you.
Well, no, I
worrying
think about if
people.
I think about if they're gonna like enjoy certain things and if they're gonna enjoy themselves with things that I do.
But
I don't think it's all
Tasha's
about
right.
me.
It's all leads back to you.
So
though.
if you're making a decision and you're buying this snack or that snack or putting together something for someone else and you're wondering if they're going to enjoy it, that's ultimately reflecting back on the decisions you're making. So
Well,
you're
everything
caring
I
too
do
much about-
reflects
yeah,
back
exactly.
on me.
Exactly. But that's all
But-
Tasha's saying.
But it's not. I'm just saying it's not as selfish as like wondering.
No, I didn't. No, it's not selfish at all. I just
Yeah.
think that you care way too much what
I
other
do,
people
and I
think.
hate it. I hate it, but I totally do.
But again, that's something that I have only grown out of in the last couple of years. So
Sure.
it can change.
Maybe the 30s will bring that for me.
Maybe.
will.
Well, with that hopeful thought,
Note.
this has been the Midvale Main Street Theater
We
podcast.
didn't do any Would You Rathers.
Hot takes. I think we might. We'll see how we're all feeling, but this has been its own episode
Okay,
for sure.
okay.
So anyway, thank you guys so much.
That
It's
was
been a lot
fun.
of fun. Yeah.
That
Thank
was
you for
really
having me
fun.
finally.
Yeah, hope you guys. Yeah, I am so glad that we could sit down and do this
has
with
been
you
a
for
long
sure.
time coming
But
for Tosh.
yeah, I hope you guys liked it too. If you guys agree or disagree with our hot
Comment.
takes, yes,
That would be so. They'd be so fun to read. I want to
absolutely,
read comments. Of what
absolutely.
people
And
think.
if you have your own hot takes, well, I was going to say post them, but you can also save them because you may get on an episode of the Midvale Main Street Theater podcast.
It
Anyway,
would be fun too. I was going to say they could even just message them to you if they'd like to hear them on another episode like this. Like if they don't necessarily like have a bunch that they want to be on, if they want to send them to you. Do you know what I'm
yeah, absolutely. Just let us know for sure.
saying? Shoot them to Michael.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much. We will talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
As always, the Midvale Main Street Theater podcast is sponsored, funnily enough, by the Midvale Main Street Theater. Check out new and exciting updates on everything going on at the Midvale Main Street Theater by going to www.midvaletheater.com or check them out on Facebook and Instagram at Midvale Main Street Theater. You can find show notes and much more by going to our podcast's Facebook page at facebook.com/MMST podcast. Special thanks to Ashlee Howell, Joel Clark, and Matthew Petrucci for help making this show happen. I owe you guys the world. I've been Michael Howell, and this has been the Midvale Main Street Theater podcast. The views expressed have been mine alone and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Midvale Main Street Theater, its owners, or volunteers. If you've liked what you've heard today, please consider finding the Midvale Main Street Theater podcast on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, or whatever podcast listener you're using and dropping us a 5-star review. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at MMST Podcast. Thank you very much, and until next time, we'll see ya.